Hi everyone, this is Johnny Stuart from John's Guitar Lounge, and I'm going to take you on a behind-the-scenes tour of my favorite guitar shop in Nashville, Gruhn Guitars. And this really is behind the scenes. You're going to see a lot of stuff nobody else gets to see. Gruhn Guitars was opened in 1970 by George Gruhn, pictured in the sound hole of that D45 painted on the side of the building. And George has been selling and restoring amazing new and vintage guitars and other fine fretted instruments since 1970. So now let's start the tour. At the door, we're greeted by this statue, one of George's own artistic creations. And there's yours truly in the foyer. Now, as you first walk inside, you're greeted by hundreds of new electric and acoustic guitars, basses, and mandolins. Now, these instruments in the public part of the shop are great, but spoiler alert, in a minute we're going on a private tour of the second floor where George will show us the really good stuff, and you're going to hear a bunch of those very rare guitars in action. But even here on the first floor, you could spend days playing every guitar to find the perfect one for you. Now, as promised, here's the second floor. This really is meant to be cozy for anyone lucky enough to be allowed up. We're looking at some of the world's rarest and most sought-after guitars, and we're going to take closer looks at a lot of them throughout this video. But first, here's George Gruhn himself, who I've been fortunate to call a friend since I was a kid. And here's a picture of my dad with George back in 1994 at the Summer NAMM show in Nashville. Now, George still has his classic sense of humor because he insisted on taking a picture of me in the shop, and he totally set me up by putting me in front of the mini pearl speech balloon behind me. Now let's take a closer look at some of these iconic Golden Age electric guitars that George has on the second floor. First, I was really excited to see this 1951 Nocaster with no model name on the headstock, before Fender chose the name Telecaster, but after Gretsch made Fender stop using the original name for this guitar, Broadcaster. But this is one of those original blackguard Fenders with the black pickguard that even people like Joe Bonamassa fawn over. Next to it, we have this 1962 Fender Stratocaster. And let's see the current going price. Only $77,500. Another guitar that caught my eye is this 1958 hardtail Strat. And why is it called a hardtail Strat? That's because very few Fender Stratocasters in the 1950s, or ever really, were built with a fixed tailpiece instead of the usual Strat tremolo and whammy bar vibrato handle combination. And as we come around to the back, we'll see that it's strung through the body like a Telecaster would be strung. For comparison, let's take a look at the tremolo in the back of the Stratocaster next to it. You can see the springs, which obviously you don't need with a hardtail. And now here's a nice large portrait of George from a while back. But I happened to go to the shop the day before his 80th birthday, so I had to do this.
We're gonna do a surprise. You tell him.
I just found something out, George. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear George. Happy birthday to you. No, we're a day early, but happy birthday.
And you have an excellent accompanist, he said.
Absolutely right.
Julio Iglesias.
Really? Julio Iglesias.
A long time ago.
Wow, unbelievable. Now let's look at all the incredible rare guitars and other instruments on the second floor at Gruhn Guitars. And then I'm going to let you hear some of them in action, and George himself will be talking about a bunch of them with us. Now as we come around here, we see some very special and rare Gruhn branded guitars. George also loves vintage banjos. Now as we walk down this hallway and see this really is a full tour of the second floor, we're seeing lots of very cool musical artifacts. And of course, a ton more guitars and banjos and other instruments. We're even going to see some mandolins. There's a nice mandolin. Some really rare stuff, more banjos. And look at those vintage lap steels. Now we've got some really cool custom-built electric guitars. And now a whole lot more vintage instruments. And we're even going to see some violins and even a resonator guitar. This place has everything. George has varied tastes not only in stringed instruments, but also in historical pieces, such as these fossilized skulls. Now let's hear some of these amazing vintage acoustic guitars. First, this Lloyd Bates Dreadnaught from 1939 that's currently worth $80,000, because I have to let you hear what an $80,000 guitar sounds like. here this super rare 1922 Gibson O-style guitar, which has a scroll at the upper bout like a mandolin. And get ready to hear George talk about this guitar, plus another very special guitar, and plus more information about his awesome store. So this is amazing.
Fun stuff.
What a unique instrument. I never knew that Gibson made these. A mandolin-shaped guitar, essentially.
Well, they made those from about 1910 through 1925.
What year is this one?
22.
22. Oh, 1922. Style O. How cool is that? What are you doing for your birthday tomorrow?
I'll be here at the store.
You will? Yeah.
And then that evening, I'll be birthday party for me over at Vince Gill's house.
Wonderful. How long have you been in a new store here? I remember the old store downtown, but that was a long time ago.
Building December 21st, 2012, spent 7 months renovating it, moved in June of 13.
This is just wonderful. I love the store. I love everything in the store.
We like it here.
Well, thank you for having me. I've got some thinking to do now about what I should take home.
Some good new ones.
Oh, the Martin?
This exact model.
Oh.
That's what he plays with the Eagles.
Oh, how cool.
Mahogany has been underwater for between 100 and 200 years, depending on the individual log.
Wow.
Adirondack spruce, those are made special for us. It's not a catalog standard model.
Wow. Well, I have to check that out too.
It's a better sounding guitar than the one you've been holding.
Is it? Interesting.
But it's new, it's not,
Right.
not vintage. But
And so the mahogany has been underwater, you said, for 100 to 200 years?
harvested in Belize and Central America. And the British were logging there from 1820 to about 1920. They used to float the logs down the river to the sawmill, and it's sloppy. They'd lose as much as 30%. It would sink. That was before the invention of scuba gear or of sonar, so they didn't have the equipment to find it or and now we have it. So there it is.
What a great find.
Adirondack spruce, which is what Martin used pre-World War II, makes a big difference. Sounds different from Sitka. But that has great sound. Just strum it and you'll see.
I will, absolutely. Oh, wow. Very alive.
It's a good guitar.
And here is a super exclusive look at the elusive third floor, where the magic happens, like the historic restorations and repairs. And for privacy reasons, I can't show you the guitars that are owned by renowned musicians and private collectors that were being repaired while I was there. And now let's meet Dalia, my duet singer on Happy Birthday, who toured with Julio Iglesias for 8 years. Johnny Stuart here with Dalia, and she toured for 8 years with Julio Iglesias as a singer. So yes. This is her story.
All right, so I feel like my story is kind of different. Everybody tells me it is. I grew up as an army brat, grew up in Madrid, Spain, and moved back to the States when I was 12 to South Carolina. And there, years into loving music, I was with a band singing, and I happened to want to do more as a singer. So I was going, okay, how do I go from the level I am now to, do I go to Nashville, do New York? You know, the dream, right, guys? So I was watching a TV show, and I saw acquaintance that I had met, Ron Rice with Hawaiian Tropic, who used to own it, and he was at a birthday thing with Julio Iglesias, which happened to be his birthday. And I went, I know Ron knows Julio. I wonder, this was the big thing, could I get to meet his manager so that I can go make notes, try to find out what I need to get ready in order to possibly, or the hopes of going to the next step. So I called Ron. Ron said he thought it was a great idea, but he put me to the test and had me calling him every Monday for quite a few months. And so very punctual, I would call him every Monday morning. And a few months into it, he calls me and he says, I was able to get a hold of Julio's manager. So I want you to send a CD, all your paperwork to this address in Miami, Florida. And I did, and a few months later, I get a call that Julio wants to see him in Miami. So he was at Criteria Studios, which the Bee Gees have performed there, or recorded there. Julio has done his albums there. And I went and auditioned, and the next thing you know, I am in my first gig at Caesar's Palace in Lake Tahoe.
Your first gig was at Caesar's? Wow.
Caesar's Palace in Lake Tahoe, Nevada.
That is so cool.
2 days after getting there, he goes, you're going to get on stage and you're going to sing tomorrow. So I spent the night learning a song I did not know, All of You, which is a duet he did with Diana Ross. And so I learned it the night before and performed it that next day. And he goes, oh, okay.
You're in.
It was, because he was like, let's see how you like us, we like you. So it's kind of one of these crazy things you do. Obviously, you guys know, I didn't go in thinking I was going to be singing backup in a duet with Julio Iglesias, but you know what? Life throws you all these things and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this.
And that was perseverance too on your part, following up. How easy would it have been for you just to call once or twice and then just let it go? But you didn't. You stuck with it, and it certainly paid off.
Yeah, it did. I guess that's so cool. Where, And one of those things that I didn't know, all I knew is that I really wanted to get the information.
Well, yeah.
To see, and I was like, and the only way to do it is to keep, if the man tells, and the funny thing was about that was I kept on going, because I'm kind of shy or, about bugging people. So I was like, are you sure I'm not bugging you by calling you every Monday? And Ron was like, no, you're not. Call me. I was like, okay, I'm not going to ask again. We're doing this.
That's too funny.
Here you go.
And also, everybody, Dalia waters a mean plant.
Oh, yes. I take care of the plants at Gruhn. So I work here part-time, and other than that, I am a visual artist. I still sing, but I'm working on my art.
Are there any examples of your visual art here?
Yes, actually upstairs in my area, I've got a painting of it. I just came off doing the Nashville Airport. VNA has a program called the Flying Solo Exhibition, and I just did quite a few months of having my 2 pretty big paintings up there. And I've got different exhibition, and right now I have another one in Murfreesboro, Tennessee happening.
cool, yeah.
And getting ready for another show. So it's taken off. Plus, now
That is so cool.
I'm going to start doing sculpture. So I graduated, by the way, with an art degree.
Oh, wow,
and went
okay.
off singing. So there is a background to my art.
Well, hey, but that's so cool. That is
Yeah.
so cool. It's so nice to meet you and to talk with you.
So my website is daliagarcia.com, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook. So say hi to me.
And I will put a link to that in the description to the video. And there's a beautiful example of one of her paintings. Next time you're in Nashville, Tennessee, be sure to visit Gruhn Guitars, the best guitar shop in Nashville, to see some truly amazing instruments and to be able to play them too. And say hi to George for me while you're there. Subscribe to John's Guitar Lounge to get more than 70 free guitar lessons plus interviews with iconic guitar players. Share this video with others and hit the like button so that YouTube will push it out to more people so they can see it too. I hope you enjoyed this tour of Gruhn Guitars in Nashville, Tennessee. I'll see you next time right here in John's Guitar Lounge. Take care.